Gonna try, gonna try, gonna try. Work till I die, till I die, till I die. I'm gonna fail and get up, 'cause I'm not giving up on my dream.
Hi my lovely Frosty fam, it's me, Karen Frost, here at Nail Decadence. Long time no speak. I know in the last video I said I had another one coming out really soon and stuff. Yeah, I got sick again. I got the flu again. Thankfully this time it didn't put me in hospital, but oh, it knocked me down for weeks. It was a whole thing. But I'm doing better now. And hopefully now I can stop churning the videos out like I wanted to do in the first place. But yeah, I'm glad to be back. I'm looking forward to catching up with you guys. So do make a comment. Let me know how you're doing. I'd like to know what you guys have been up to since my last video. I love talking to you guys in the comments. So yeah, let me know how you're doing. Anywho, let's get into the video. So in this video, as you saw, I'll be doing an acrylic set and on my Handolly. So if you're interested in getting yourself a realistic silicone practice hand, I highly recommend Handolly. I use her all the time. I am an affiliate with them, so if you use my code, I do get a few pennies, but not a lot. But it gets you some money off your order. Of course, you do not ever have to use any... Oh, that was my cushion. That was not a fart. I got cushions behind my back and I moved. Oh gosh, what was I saying? Oh yes, codes. Anyway, yeah, I've got loads of discount codes and stuff in my description box. Some are affiliate. I've listed the ones that are affiliate and the ones that aren't, and you know, whatever. It's the choice is yours, my darlings. You never have to use any codes that I provide, but they're there should you require them. Great, now planes flying by. Oh, this is going great. My first video back and it's a disaster already. Yay. Okay, anyway. Oh my god. Right, let's get into the video. So as you saw, on the index finger, I applied some of the cover pink, blended that down into sort of the clear, sort of ombre'd it down, sort of halfway down the nail. And then I used some of the clear acrylic to apply some of those glitter hearts. They're lovely. I love those glitter hearts. And then on the middle finger, I'm doing an ombre with the navy blue. So I start off with that colour first. Now I'm just doing a wash of the navy blue just to get it opaque. I'm not building any strength at this point. I'm just building my colours up. Then I put the cover pink over the top and ombre that. It's always nice to do an ombre over a dark colour as well, so I thought I'd do that. And then on to the little finger, as you can see, I've applied that navy blue to the nail. Again, I'm keeping this thin, so all I'm doing is making sure that the colour payoff is there, but I will be capping it in clear acrylic to build my strength and my structure. So all I need to do with my coloured powder is to get the colour down. Most of my colours are never strength powders anyway, but I know brands that do coloured acrylic powders that are strength powders, so you can build the nail with them. Even if they are strength powders, I just don't do that. I like to make my colours last a little bit longer, and you use less if you're not building the entire nail with it. So by capping in clear, I'm using more clear than I am of the coloured powders. So like I said, coloured powders last a little bit longer that way, but also I get my strength from my clear acrylic because it's the strongest acrylic, because it doesn't have anything else added to it, no colours, no markers. And also there's something for me about the way a clear layer of acrylic over a colour, there's just something about it. It just kind of looks like a glass topping over it, and it's just a look that I really enjoy. But like I said, each to their own. This is just the way I do things. You're welcome to do things a different way. Obviously, if you're using glitter and things like that, you're encapsulating things, you will obviously need to use clear to protect those, so that when you're filing you don't file into them, and so that they can actually be seen, because you couldn't, you know, top glitter in a colour. That wouldn't be great, would it? But yeah, so on to I already did the index finger, so I capped all of those glitter pieces. Now I'm going ahead and capping my ombre over the navy blue. It doesn't really matter what end of the nail you start at. You can start at the cuticle area, or you can start at the free edge, or you can start in the middle. It doesn't really matter, as long as you get the acrylic on and it's all in the right place where it needs to be. Make sure that you are blending your beads into one another, and that you are looking at the nail from all different angles. So you look down the barrel of the nail, you turn it to the side, you turn it to the other side. Make sure that you've got a nice even coverage of your clear acrylic, and that your apex is in the back third when you look at it from the side view. And when you look down the barrel of the nail, you want your very free edge to be just ever so slightly thicker than a credit card, so that you've got a margin to file into, and you're not going to make the nail too thin. Yeah, try not to apply too much acrylic. I do have my days where I apply way too much acrylic and then I spend forever filing. It's never fun. I don't like filing. I like to watch filing, but I don't actually like doing it, especially if there's loads to do. So try and be aware that you're not over bulking the nail when you're applying your clear acrylic, building up your apex. Now you've seen I've started at different points on each nail. My routine just wasn't there in this particular set. Sometimes I will do, when I'm applying the acrylic, I'll do it exactly the same on each nail as to whether I start at the cuticle area or if I start at the free edge, that kind of thing. But this particular set, I was all over the place and I didn't really care which way I started. And yeah, I started all different ways, as you can see. Sometimes I started in the middle, sometimes I started around the free edge, sometimes I started at the cuticle area. As long as it gets done, it's all good. The trick to making sure that your clear doesn't go get all loads of bubbles or isn't really clear, crystal clear, is to make your bead just a little bit wetter. Not a lot, just a little bit wetter, so that you get that clarity of the clear. And I'm really sorry about the blurring of the camera. I don't know why it was fighting with itself, but it just was having so much trouble focusing. I have no idea why, silly thing. So I do apologise for that. But most of the video is in focus, so please bear with and forgive me for that. I've tried to mess around with the settings of the camera, hoping it's not as bad now. I think it's better now. So yeah. So after I've applied all of my acrylic, as you saw, I took a quick look at all the nails together. That's one thing I will always speak about with if you want your sets to be uniform, you do need to stop and look at all of the nails together, because if you're just focusing on the one nail at a time but not comparing it to the other nails, that's how you get nails that are thicker than others. So I needed to add a little bit more acrylic to build up some of the nails that weren't as thick as the other ones, so that it's all sort of an even uniform set. So I'm just adding acrylic where I need it so that all the nails match, and then once I'm happy with that, I will let that set up, and then it's a filing time. Are you a Frosty filing freak? If you are not into the filing, please go ahead and skip to the timestamp in the corner of the script screen. But for my Frosty filing freaks, here we go. First things first, we're going to file the sidewalls with a hand file. So I start on the underneath of the sidewall, and then I rotate my file up so that it's flat against the side of the sidewall. Lots of sides. And then obviously I file that so that it's a nice sharp straight, well, sort of straight, if you know what I mean, because it's on an angle, because it's a ballerina shape now, it's not a square. So yeah, flat against the sidewalls, get that nice and straight, and stop and look, always stop and look. But I will do the same thing on each nail, but I'll also stop compare all of the nails together to make sure they're a similar width. That's really important. And I'm also squaring off that very free edge, because obviously you want a nice straight line on your free edge when you're doing this kind of squared off shape. And then I'm going to switch to my e-file. My application wasn't too bad, and I thought I could get away with just this sanding band. And then I thought, no, there's a bit of debulking to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the cuticle area with the sanding band. And you'll see later on I will switch to what bit was it? It was a ceramic bit, fine ceramic bit. But yeah, first of all, as you can see, because I noticed that there was a bit of debulking to do, I've decided to just go ahead with the sanding band around the cuticle areas first. Normally I stick to a routine on each nail. I'll do the exact same thing, but because I started off with the sanding band, then realizing that I could do with a bit of debulking, that's why I didn't do the sanding band on all of the nails like I normally would. So I just did the cuticle area on all of them first of all, switch to my ceramic bit, which is a fine bit. You know, it's not removing a huge amount of product, to be honest, but it removes it a little bit quicker than the sanding band would. Sanding band's more for like smoothing the nail out as opposed to debulking as such. So yeah, just switched. You can see from the dust coming off, I'm not removing a ton of product because my application wasn't too bad. I just felt that my apex area was and the rest of the nail was just a little bit too bulky, so I'm just reducing some of that bulk using my ceramic bit. I keep wanting to say it's a carbide bit, but it's not, it's a ceramic bit. And you'll see, as you saw, I went back to that index finger there because I stopped and looked and compared it to the middle finger, and it just needed a little bit more tapering in. So yeah, just go over it. So as you can see, I'm using different methods of filing. So you'll see sometimes I'm filing in a vertical manner, so I'm pulling down from the cuticle area down to the free edge, and sometimes I'm doing the side to side. I do that so that I'm contouring the nail as I go, so that when it comes to finishing off the nail, making it a nice smooth shape, I will have less to do. So if I focus on not only debulking but also shaping the nail at the same time whilst using that carbide bit, it means I've got less contouring to do when it comes to this part, which is as you can see, I've just got a buffing file. Now you can use the buffing blocks, it's up to you how you want to do it. You could also use the sanding band if you so wish, but the nail was, because it was a fine ceramic bit, I really want to say carbide, oh my goodness, yeah, because it's a really fine ceramic bit, I just felt that the nail was quite smooth already, so therefore just go straight in with the old sanding file. Oh, just needed a sip of water there. So as you can see, I'm doing the same thing on each nail, and then I'm stopping and looking, and you see just there I was running my thumb along the nail, because you can feel any dips or lumps and bumps that way, because you might not actually see a lump or a bump or a dip, but when you run your finger or your thumb down the nail and feel it, you can actually feel more than you can see sometimes. So that's why I do that. That's a little trick for you. And now I've switched to another hand file, which is less abrasive, and I'm just making sure that my side walls and my free edge are really nice and straight. And you'll see that I'm also making sure that I'm not just rigidly filing straight down the side walls, because I'm not trying to put an edge on the nail, so I'm sort of rotating that file up a little bit as I'm filing, but just to make sure that I don't have an edge and that my nail is totally contoured into a nice semicircle. If I look down the barrel, just a quick whiz over with the old buffing buffing file just to make sure. And then I also go underneath the free edge to make sure there are no frills underneath it, because I can't stand when there's those little bits of filed acrylic or plastic from the tip underneath the nail. It drives me nutty. So just use the buffing file underneath the free edge and it will remove all of that. So Handolly has had a wash with soap and water, and I've gone over the nails with a lint-free wipe and some rubbing alcohol to remove any of the moisturizers from the soap. And yeah, then it's time to top it off and keep it tough. Oh yeah. So as you can see, just top coating. It's cool to see how it looks shiny, but I'm going for the old matte look on these ones. So as you can see, that's what it would look like shiny. So I'll cure that for 60 seconds, but I really wanted this set to be matte. I don't know why, but I did. So yeah, here is the set matte. Let me know whether you preferred them shiny or matte. I like the shiny because you can see the glitter in the navy blue, but I don't know, there was something about this that really I just wanted it to be matte. Let me know what you think, matte or shiny. So as you can see, that after I cured it, I've gone with the old navy blue acrylic again, and I'm doing some 3D flowers. Tiny beads, keep it thin, give it a couple of seconds to start sort of setting up a little bit before you start pressing into them. If you press into your little dollops beads, that's the word, dollops. Beads, God, I'm so out of practice, losing my words. Let your beads set up for a couple of seconds before you start patting them out, and it will give the acrylic a little bit of more body to it, so it doesn't melt into nothing, into the other previous beads, because you want there to be some definition there in your petals. So yeah, don't press them out immediately, give them a couple of seconds to set up before you start pushing them out. There's so many different ways. Oh, somebody's gardening. Sorry if you can hear that. Somebody's doing some work in their garden. I've got the window open. It's actually a nice day today, so I've got the windows open just to get some fresh air in the house. So yeah, you put your bead on, let it set up for a couple of seconds, use the point of your brush and pat out those petals, and yeah, that's how you do it. There's no right or wrong way to do your flowers. Just go with what you want. You can follow a design someone else has done. Me, I just tend to just make it up as I go along. Yeah, but there's so many different ways you can do flowers, and so many different ways you can do the petals, and obviously you can do leaves and stuff. So yeah, it's totally up to you. There's no limit to how you do your flowers and your petals. Just go with the flow, see how you feel. But if you're not confident in sort of making up your own flower shape, then yeah, by all means go ahead and check out some Instagram pictures or what have you, and see how other people do it, and if you like what they do, then give it a go. Why not? As you saw, I just put some crystals on as well, so I flash cured them in place. Now it's time to bling it, baby. Well, bling it some more. We already put a little bit of bling on, but now we're going to put some more on. So because we are also at the end of the video, whilst I'm putting the crystals on, I would like to say thank you ever so much for coming to my channel, watching this video, spending some of your most precious time with me. Thank you. I appreciate you ever so much. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and click that subscribe button, join the Frosty Fam. I would love to have you. Make sure you click that notification bell, because yeah, I am random, and yeah, it is what it is. If you've liked this video, it's helped you in any way, shape or form, please click that like button. It would mean a lot to my little channel. It takes you about a second to do, and if you feel like it, you are more than welcome to leave me a comment. I'm happy to talk to you. Sorry about the camera cutting out whilst I was applying the crystals, but here we go. Here's the finished set. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you like this set. Let me know how you like it, shiny or matte. You know, tell me your preference. I'd like to know. But yeah, that's all I've got for this time, peeps. Oh, couldn't speak. Thank you for joining me. That's all I've got for this time. You take care now, and I'll speak to you all again very, very soon. Bye for now.
I just can't stop thinking about you. I just can't stop thinking. Someday soon, I'm gonna make it.